Much controversy has surrounded the operations at the Victorian Country Fire Authority's Training College at Fiskville. Now a Victorian Parliamentary Committee is conducting a detailed public inquiry. Bronwyn Halfpenny, Chair of the Environment, Natural Resources and Regional Development Committee, says it's a comprehensive investigation.
Well, the terms of reference goes through a number of things. First of all, to look at the extent of the contamination of poisons and toxic chemicals that there is at the Fiskville training site. The other is to look at the effects that it has on people, whether it's people that work there, the volunteers, the firefighters and the people that lived in the surrounding areas.
Ms Halfpenny says it's important for parliamentarians to be able to investigate these sorts of matters.
I think it's appropriate, particularly in this case, because the Parliament does determine and pass legislation, and there's a whole lot of legislative questions that need to be asked around the Fiskville contamination of the site. You know, what happened to the health and safety legislation? Why did the Environment Protection Authority legislation not protect people in that place? So this is about laws and how we need to change them to make people safer. In effect, the Parliament established these statutory bodies and agencies, and they should make sure that they're brought into account.
Already, there has been a huge community response to the inquiry.
We have received hundreds of submissions, mostly from individuals, people that have cancer, families whose husband or father has died as a result of cancer. We've also, of course, had submissions from the various government agencies that were involved there. One of the things with this inquiry that we decided at the very start is that it should be completely open and transparent so people can see the submissions. So it will be a little bit of time before they go up onto the website, but they definitely will go up unless the individual that's written the submission has asked for it to be confidential.
While the Fiskville site has been closed, there are still many issues for the committee to investigate.
Talking about accountability, making sure that who knew what when and why nothing happened earlier. What were the sort of overarching and responsible agencies doing.
People who have been affected are likely to be among the first witnesses called to the upcoming public hearings.
I would suspect that we'd probably be looking at those individuals that have been directly affected, perhaps some of the families whose loved ones have passed away as a result of cancer that might be connected to the site, and probably also some of the health experts. We also expect to get information from the agencies such as the Environment Protection Authority, the CFA, to answer, I think, questions that a lot of people have. How long did they know that this place was unsafe? What did they do about it? What was the monitoring that the EPA was doing to not sort of find out what was sort of going on? Why didn't they test the surrounding areas, not just the land that the CFA owns?
The hearings will give people the opportunity to have a say on what recommendations the committee could make.
People having their say to the committee so they can tell us what they believe happened, and also recommendations that we could perhaps look at and consider.
A helpline has been established to assist those who need support during the course of the inquiry.
The more publicity that there is around this issue, the more people worry about what impact it's going to have on their health. So the helpline was there, one, for those people to have a point of contact to say, hey, I'm worried, but also as a referral to other services. We also know that people that already have cancer may not have somewhere to go. So again, they can ring and get counselling, whether it's grief counselling, whether it's counselling around coping with the shocking news that they may have a life-threatening disease. Again, that's what the helpline is there for.
The helpline is available 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Phone free call 1800 819 817. More information on the Fiskville inquiry is available from the committee's website www.parliament.vic.gov.au/ENRRDC.